here are some actionable ways to create habits that will help to further your acting career. Some of us bristle at the idea of habits, but most of us, I think, want to be able to make these things easy. A habit, something that you don't have to think twice about. It just happens. It's what you're doing. But they don't happen without a little bit of mindset, which is kind of where I want to begin. Mindset. You need a positive mindset. You don't want to be comparing yourself to other people. That's such a negative, terrible road to go down, including negative self-talk, right? If you are in the habit, so this is, I guess, one you need to break, of speaking to yourself negatively and giving yourself a negative, critical outlook towards you and your career, that's not good. I like to say criticism is the acid bath of creativity. How can you be creative, which is going to have a spark of danger and failure in it, if you're going to be criticizing yourself? Thinking positively, pursuing your dreams. There's quite a few fun little ways. One that you can take, right? I know some people do this. Put a rubber band on your wrist, and every time you have that negative thought, or just move it to the other wrist. Little things to catch yourself if you're being complaining. Maybe you want to get rid of that habit. Very easy to get into is to complain or to gossip. One I always want to try to get. I like how I say it, gossipy. I want to stop gossiping. I think doing something every day for your mind, your body, your spirit. So for some people that might look like meditation, clearing out so you can listen and you can take things in. It might be for your body, exercise every day. I think whether you want to call it exercise, but moving your body every day, I think is good for every person. Getting out there, walking, or doing a really hard workout, whatever is what you can do. And maybe it's just starting with putting on your walking shoes. Maybe you want to run a marathon, but you can't do that without starting to put on some shoes. So see what you can do every day, putting on those shoes. Every day, opening up that meditation app, right? And then your mind runs all over the place. That's okay. At least for that first 20 seconds, maybe, you were there. And your spirit, whatever that means for you, is that participating in something that you love and brings you joy, dancing like a fool, putting on your favorite song and dancing, reading the Bible, practicing whatever your spiritual practice is, prayer in any form. A lot of people find their prayer in their exercise, in their workout. So they don't have to be standalones, but to be just conscious about that. What have I done for my spirit today? Have I gone out and enjoyed nature? Have I hugged a friend? What have you done for your spirit, your mind, your body? In our studio binder, we have a list of daily exercises for actors. I think maybe 30% of our students do these things daily. That's 30% at least. Doing vocal warm-ups, right? Are you using your voice every day? Doing tongue twisters, whatever it is that you might want to do for your vocal warm-up. Reading. Read a script a week. Read for pleasure as well, but be reading, right? That might be a habit you need to get into. I find scripts difficult to read sometimes, so making that a habit. I would find a place and a time and make that a routine. So maybe there's a comfy chair in your living room and you want to sit there from 10 to 11 and read a script and then take a little break, and then 11 to 12 you're going to do your character work. You're going to light a candle or whatever it is that helps you feel like this is my work time, this is my sacred time, this is my time as an actor. But there's lots of barriers to these things, right? There's lots of things, life gets in the way. So for me, I like to get rid of distractions. If I want to research something about a character, Next thing I know, I've gone down a rabbit hole. I did that, and then I went somewhere else and somewhere else. So maybe you have some screen-free time, or maybe you turn off any notifications or anything that might distract you. Remove those barriers that you have. I say to my students, I can't remove them for you. I can't. I wish I could, but especially if they're the barriers that you have placed, consciously or subconsciously, right? I don't like to read on a screen. I don't like reading on my laptop. That's where I'm finding a lot of my film scripts. And so that's a challenge for me, right? I'm not going to go and print them out, but I have to find a way to, so sometimes I leave those open tabs. Oh man, do people make fun of me for all my open tabs? But I can't close that tab until I read that script. So I better read that script if I want to clean up my desktop. It's easy to have excuses. And if you have excuses, I guarantee you they're valid, most of them, right? You do have work you need to do. You do have family obligations. There's a lot of things that we have on our plate. But the excuses, they're not helping you. Maybe they're helping you in the story that you're telling yourself, but they're not helping you get to where you want to be. Where is it that you want to be? Setting goals, purposeful goals for your work as an actor. So when you're in class, what is it that I want out of this scene? Why did I choose this scene? Why did Shannon choose this scene for me? Why did my coach choose this scene for me? Asking them, what is it that I want to get out of this? Should I be working on this or something else? Do I want to work on being free and uninhibited in this piece of work? This is why I chose this. Do I want to work on this different character that's unlike me? Do I want to work on intimidating someone? What is it that I consciously want to get out of this? Building that habit of when you're reading and you're working on your script, what is it that will further me, help me grow as an actor? Don't think we often ask ourselves that question enough. Let's say, like me, you have problems reading on a screen. The screen is kind of what's stopping you from reading. Figure out why that is. Do you need maybe blue light blocker glasses? Maybe because you're getting a headache. That's what's stopping you from reading the screen. Maybe you prefer reading hardbound like I do, or a paper. So go to the library. Maybe you can get it there. Maybe you can stay there and read. Maybe there's less distractions there. Maybe it's not just a public library. We've got here, if you're in Los Angeles area, the Writers Guild Library. We've got the Academy Library, as well as wonderful public libraries. Maybe you have a friend who has that script. Maybe you guys could share. Maybe your computer's in a space that it's not comfortable to read. You don't like the environment. It's not the light or the distraction. So maybe you can move that computer. Maybe you can find something else. Maybe, they've got apps where it can read to you the script. So you can grab your phone, put some headphones on, go for a walk, and have that script read to you. You could get a walking treadmill. Now, realize that costs some money, so maybe that's not for everybody. But the idea is, if I need to read more scripts, and if most of the scripts that I need to read are on a screen, and if I don't like reading on a screen, how do I overcome this? What are the things that I can do to fix this problem? Rather than just say, I hate reading on a screen, and then you go and you turn on the TV. Or you watch your favorite YouTube videos. This is not a bad habit to get into, by the way. Watching my videos every Tuesday. So what I'm getting at is a person who's got that inner critic, right? That inside voice that's saying, you're lazy, you're not doing enough. By the way, sometimes that's good. Sometimes you are being lazy. But sometimes it's not just about struggling through it. It's not just about like, I'm going to buckle down and read this script in this uncomfortable place with this horrible lighting. To really say, what can I do to make this easier on myself? you're still doing it. It's okay for something to be easy as long as you're doing the progress. It doesn't need to be hard. I like to say there's no degree of difficulty with acting, right? It's like, oh, I want to play somebody who's 30 years younger than me and from a different country. I'm going to be terrible. So if there are things that are stopping you from doing what you want to do, if you don't want to do these things, then there's another thing for you to examine. Why do I not want to fill in the blank, read a script? Maybe you have an undiagnosed learning disorder or something. Maybe you've got some ADD. I've got a lot of students with ADD, and they're wonderful at sharing with one another things that help them to stay focused, right? Having an accountability partner, fidget spinners, things like that. A lot of them have scripts read to them and they listen to them. So if it's hard for you to build habits, that does not mean that you're an incompetent person. And sometimes lets us off the hook. We beat ourselves up. Well, I guess I'm just not a reader. No. How do we help you become a reader? How do we help you become a better actor? What are the things that you want to do? I hope that this is helpful. I hope that I give you some permission to find new ways to help yourself and a little grace when you have some struggles. I hope that you make this a habit to like my videos, to subscribe, to comment. And if you have any other ideas for ways to create these actionable habits, please let me know in the comments. I would love more help for me and for my students. Putting out, nope. Actionable habits. Here are some